Hi, and welcome to leg 5 of my little series. I'm crossing, the North America continent. It seems to be Canada so far, mostly. So I'm flying this little Diamond DA62 from Seattle across to Goose Bay, is it, in Canada, before doing the cross-Atlantic route to bring this down into Ireland. So this time we're going to be flying from Winnipeg, where we landed in the last episode, and we're going to Thunder Bay, and I hope that is as awesome as it sounds. So let's get started. So I have some passengers this time again, which is great, make some money off this flight. So this is an FSEconomy flight. So I have 6 passengers this time. So this will make me a few £1,000, which is good. Okay, fuel is already in crossfeed. Take off trim set. Let's get the doors closed. It's easier to do from outside. Some power on, master power on. Stick on the lights, let people know that we are about to start up. And what I'm also going to do is switch on my head tracking. X camera. That's better. So master switch on. Let's start the right engine first. Fuel pump, give it a couple of seconds. Good start. Fuel pump to the left, clear prop. Now we can turn off the fuel pumps, both self-sustaining. I'll put the throttle up to about 1,000 RPM. That'll bring the oil temperature up. Let's turn on the other electrics. Enter key. So this time, flight plan. So we're going from CYWG to CY. Yeah, see, that happened again. Don't know why this happens the first time you open this up. CYQT Thunder Bay. Enter. Enter. Let's see, do we have a departure procedure? Let me open up my little nav maps. In the background, you guys can't see this, but let's see what we've got. DX US1, okay, yep. Enter. Runway 18, enter. Awesome. And do I have an arrival? Procedure. Oh, arrival. We're going to go for TIGAG 3 to runway 07. And then into a approach. We're going to do, I think I was going to do the Zulu, I said. RNAV Yes, the Zulu approach into 07. Enter. Oh, looks like it's the facet that I planned. Minimums. Good weather, I'm not going to set that. Okay, how do we look? So we've got start, we've got a departure already set. We have, what I want to do is, okay. What was our altitude? 7,000. SimBrief is saying 7,000, so I'm going with that. Now R is 2971. Our barrow 29 70 71. We're going to 7,000 feet. Initial climb at 5,000 feet per second. Per minute, sorry. Our oil temperature is nearly up to temperature, so right, one stage of flaps. My passengers are loaded, fuel is loaded. What I need to do is figure out how to get from here to runway 18. So I need to okay, that looks like an entrance out here onto G Golf. Okay, the taxi, so I'm gonna have to cross the active runway. So I have to cross, well, 13 and then have to cross 18. Oh, this is a horrible taxi. Okay, let's put that in the other screen. And let's get going. So, full brakes, let's go. Turn on the taxi light. Not sure why that's suddenly. Oh, the little clutch on my throttle dip there. Let's close that up. Let's get our headphones on. So this should be taxiway Golf. Sunglasses on. Gives us some better colors. Golfing along. Let's put that P2 heat now that we're moving. Sunglasses make the displays very dark. That's okay. Oh, what I always forget is turn on the transponder. Stand by. Oh, not watching where I'm going. So this is crossing the runway. Don't get my taxi. That was an oopsie. So across, this is runway 13, 1 kilo. This is active runway. What about? Let's just zip across. Should really have went up to Alpha. This is a really odd layout of an airport. Because now I have to like turn nearly back on myself. Take the speed off. And do a left-hand turn here onto Foxtrot. Quite a aggressive turn. And then up onto Tango. I'm nearly out of fuel by the time I get to the end of the taxiway. Talking of which, let's take those out of crossfeed. Actually, that is a very good question. I've been thinking about, should the engines be in crossfeed for takeoff and landing? Anyone knows, ping in the comments. So I'm going to follow Tango. I could have went down that one really. This isn't going to need the full runway, but let's just go for it. Take the next on the left. That's right to the end. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so yaw damper on. I want heading select initially. We're going to do a vertical rate of climb of 5,000 feet per minute to 7,000 feet. Now, there's no altitudes. So we're just going to go for this. So, okay, flaps are down, landing lights on. There's the whole line that's up there. Master's on. The temperature is okay. Now what I want to do is turn out in the runway, hit my heading, power up, rotate, speeds are set. Okay, let's go. Okay, line up the center line, click my heading bug. Now, let's do a 90%, more or less power. Idiot, close enough. It's a nice long runway. 90 knots rotate. Gonna nose over a little bit, get the gear up. Click on autopilot and FLC. I'm gonna climb out at 90 knots. Put the flaps up and do a quick flyby. whenever we get to the end of the runway. In fact, I'm going to put it on nav already because it looks to be good. Come on, why are you not climbing? You're supposed to be holding 90 knots. Bit all over the place tonight. So this is Winnipeg. So it's a 26 knot headwind, obviously very blustery. Okay, so we're going to follow this guy, this line. Yeah, looks good. So oil temperature's up, temperature, everything else looks good. Oh no. I'm not going to worry too much about all this. Let's just declutter it all. Looks like there's a nice big park here. Yes, my charts are out of date. That's okay. The problem is whenever you put on the headphones in this, I've noticed it makes it very quiet. So you set the volume to be very quiet, and then whenever you jump outside, you take the headphones off and it's really loud. Now again, this leg is going to be pretty long. What's our total time? Can I remember how to find that? Cumulative. 5 hours? No, that can't be right. Where's that time? Cumulative distance. 400 miles. Let me just check my sim brief. Route distance 336 nautical miles. That's quite a big discrepancy between sim brief and here. I may not have enough fuel. No, I think this is the way these are in sections. It's not measuring the distance correctly. I hope. Okay, we're getting close to our oil temp is actually up into the higher end of the green. So let's pull it back to about 83 is about right. Brings us to a fuel flow of 8 gallons per hour per engine, which is about optimal apparently. Cruise, but let's get the temperature down anyway. And once we get up into cruise, we'll get some time acceleration on. Oh look, this is a real thing, those roundabouts. I build these in city skylines. Didn't realize they were actual real roundabouts. Not roundabouts, intersection junctions for 2 main roads. That's cool. See, some of these cities are just like somebody's been playing city skylines. Use that to architect a city. Okay, that's us up at altitude. Now what I am going to try and do is remember how to do a VNAV. Not sure what that wiggle was all about. How do we do a VNAV? Now what's this? I don't like this. You know something, I'm going to get rid of this arrival. Delete the approach. No, it's really the arrival I wanted. Just remove all the steps. Let's just... Yeah, so 321 miles. We're VFR in it, so let's just do that. So our oil temperature is back into nominal. Everything else looks good. Okay, let's do a bit of time acceleration then. I'll shut up for a while I do some time acceleration. So I'm not sure what happened there, but I had that vector set that was something like 600 nautical miles south. Don't know where that came from, so I've got rid of that. And I just vectored straight for Thunder Bay, and then I've put in the approach again. And I found the VNAV eventually. And we have about 1 hour, 1.5 hours. So what's that? 20, just over 20 minutes on 4 times, about 25 minutes and 4 times time acceleration. Unless something else goes wrong. Yet again, out here, there's lots of little squares of just man-made agriculture, although there are more trees here. There's a lot more trees this side, actually. Okay, so we're coming up on a lake. That is Lake of the Woods. Okay. So we're crossing over the border. Not sure. Yeah, I think this is we're on the edge of the lake. We'll be crossing into USA very briefly before crossing back into Canada again. I hope that hasn't wrecked our fuel calculations. Oh, so that's just a tiny lake. This is the big lake where we cross into the USA. A couple of minutes before we cross back again. Now there's somewhere called International Falls up here. Does that mean that there's waterfalls? I might actually take a wee detour. Yeah, let's take a minor detour here. So I want to just go around. There's a road that goes around the south of, in fact, it's probably this road. I want to follow that round. Will take me to this place called International Falls. I can cut the corner and pick it up again. think we might be in USA. So that road comes round. That's it, maybe. What's this road? There's the river. Yeah, I can see the river. Let's turn to the river. It's easier to follow. Coffee. Sorry, that's very loud. I'm going to find a way of turning down the external volumes. So this is called BAU border, I think that says. BAU DE Baudette. I'll just keep the river off the left-hand side here. The river goes out. It does this little wiggle. So we want to join up to here anyway, so cut the corner. The hot air balloon. A line of hot air balloons. Then it goes straight to Emo, and then does another big detour. So I'm actually flying on the USA side of the border. The other side of the river is Canadian side, it looks like. I did not go through border control. I'm going to get deported. So this is Falls International Airport I'm aiming for, which I'm going to assume means there's waterfalls here. Let's see. Yes, the river comes down. You can't see my mouse pointer. It juts out, and then so it's just about where the E is. The compass rose, I think, is where this our International Falls Airport is. So I'm going to assume there's actual waterfall. Possibly the airport there. It all looks very flat, so definitely looks like there's some very subtle hills in there, so the height data has loaded. Okay, so it's a little bit, watercolor is different. That's a funny shaped train line. Okay, not nearly as exciting as I hoped that was going to be. Let's do a direct to, if you would pronounce that, go back to nav. Maybe a few little small waterfalls in there. Still appears to be train lines into nothing. Oh well. We'll maybe look that one up on Google Maps a bit later. So we are flying over a lot more lakes coming down here anyway, so we're quite a bit further south than where I wanted to be. That's okay. It's actually a better approach into Thunder Bay anyway. So Thunder Bay is right on the shore of Giant Lake. Don't know what giant lake that is. Lake Superior, okay. Lake Superior, and again, that appears to be the border that runs the middle of Lake Superior, so we're flying down the USA side. We're actually hugging the border pretty much where we are. Border is right through the middle of this lake, from what I can see in the map. Actually, yep, there we go. So we're about to cross into Canada again. Right, fuel. Fuel is okay. Still got 41 minutes to go though, so I think I am going to have to eat into my auxiliary fuel. Still not 100% convinced. Okay, so I should hit that Feznet. That's a straight run in. So where's the top of descent? Feels like it's not that far away. 115 nautical miles, okay, fair bit. Now I am, yep, back in Canada. Lots of trees, lakes. This is more what I expected Canada to be like. Hot air balloon This is more what I expected Canada to be like. Lots of trees, lakes, wilderness. I've only ever been to Toronto, Canada. I don't know if I'm going to go. I'll have to see what my next step is. I might divert down to Toronto, away from my plan. I like Toronto. I like Toronto City, is it? The one that's kind of out in the island. I like that approach into Toronto City. Now we've got some clouds, and I may need to. I think I'm right on the base of those clouds, so I may need to drop a little bit altitude. Let's turn on the de-icer. It's still quite warm, but let's turn on the de-icer anyway. There's my top of descent coming up. Where's Toronto? Oh, Toronto. Toronto's a lot further south than I wanted to go. I'm going to do some calculations, how many extra trips going to Toronto is going to add in. But it might be worth it. So we're about, what, 50 miles from top of descent. We'll be descending to 3,000 feet. I'll be hitting the VNAV whenever I get closer to see if this will actually descend nicely. And I'll be coming out of our 4 times time acceleration as well. Now I do think I am going to drop just 500 feet, I think. So right on that cloud layer. That's better. Just taking me slightly below that cloud layer. I'm now technically into conflicting airspace, but I don't care. I don't know if those rules apply whenever you're doing VFR. No, bound to. So come up to here, top of descent, descend down 3,000 feet for this VESNet, and then it's a straight run in to Thunder Bay. Yep, this is what my thoughts of Canada are. Huge forests and lots of little lakes and wilderness, lots of wildlife. Now, whenever we get in here, where do I want to go? So we're landing on 17, and I want to go probably land and turn into the right to the main terminal building. I'm going to land on 07, so it's this way. Let's going to be a left-hand turn. Yep, left-hand turn up into 07. Marsh Lake. So we're 11 minutes out, a couple of minutes away from top descent. Then we're going down to 3,000 feet. So the only thing that doesn't look optimal is my fuel. And I am only a handful of miles out, so it should be fine. I've still got my full auxiliary tanks to go. I don't even think I need to empty those yet. Okay, 7 minutes. I'm gonna back to normal speed. Okay, we are 8 miles away from top of descent. So I'm 6 minutes away from Fezet. Take sunglasses off, might be able to see. And drop to 3,000 feet. And then follow the suggested glide path in. 17 nautical miles. This looks like beautiful country until it's winter. I'm sure this is horrendous in the winter. So why is this called Thunder Bay? These are little trivia facts I should have looked up. Okay, we are getting close to the top of descent. Let's see if I can do a VNAV. Okay. It's still grey, but I've got the chevron. Yep, it's dropping. So let's just pull the throttle back to about 70%. Just to lead the speed off slightly before I start to descend. There we go, starting to descend. Yeah, I like it. And pull the throttle back to about 50%. That should be about 1,000 feet a minute down to Pheasant. So we're a fair bit north of the border. So we can see the little arc perfectly on where we want to be. Now let's get the baro of 2985. So let's set that before I go any further. 85, 2985. Let that settle out again. Let's stick on some lights. In fact, let's just stick on the landing light as well. Only a few minutes out. Okay, our little arc is just before Pheasant. So about 1,200 feet per minute is about right now. Our speed has crept up a little bit. Let's pull it back, power back to about 40%. Speed's dropping slightly. Maybe not. Okay, now I'm going to pull down to it 30% power, and this little turn should scrub off a fair bit of speed. So landing gear is less than 162. That's fine. So our runway should be outward, landing with a tailwind. It's a 14 knot tailwind. Why was that the recommended runway? 07. 07. Got a 14 knot tailwind. I still don't see the runway. Oh, I suppose that's 5 miles, so yeah, it's 7 or 8 miles out, right? It's in that haze up there, so let's get a bit of speed back on again. In fact, we'll put down one stage of flaps and crank it up to about 60% power. Oh, and hopefully I won't lose the... I think I've lost the... Come on, capture it. No. Lost the VNAV. Oh, okay. It's not like the other ones. See the runway anyway. I have no approach. Nope, VNAV button's not doing anything now. So flaps are down, let's get the gear down. Put the second stage of flaps in anytime now. We are still 3 miles out. Starting to drop, so I'm going to put the flaps down. Gonna need a bit more power. So 3 green, flaps fully down. I think I'm gonna...
500.
Man, that's loud. I'm gonna manually fly it in.
400.
At least it's only a 3-knot tailwind now.
300.
Oh, weather just
200.
changed.
$100.
And we're down. A little bit off center. Missed that turn off. I think I'm actually gonna go off to the left. Look like the GA planes out here. Okay, tidy up, flaps up, landing lights off. Really didn't realize that PC-12 was so big. Taxi light off. I'm just gonna park right in front of these doors. right there. And brake on. Okay, that's that flight over. Shut down the engines and turn off all the electrics, etc. And that turns off itself. And there we are, Thunder Bay. Still not quite sure why it's called Thunder Bay. That was a nicer flight this time, some nice wilderness, and it's very foggy. It's quite a nice airport. We went down this one, oh well. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching everyone. Please join me again when we go for our next stage, which will probably maybe be to Sault de Marie. CYAM is the one that I've planned, although I may reroute and go out to Toronto, depending on how far that is. But yeah, catch me next time to see what happens. Thanks for watching. Bye.